Welcome everyone. Today we are going to discuss the topic dismantling of engine and its components. Imagine an engine that suddenly loses power, overheats, or produces unusual noises. Simply replacing external parts may not solve the problem. To identify internal faults and restore performance, the engine must be dismantled carefully and systematically. In this presentation, we'll explore why engines are dismantled, the safety precautions to follow, the proper dismantling sequence, and how each component is inspected before reassembly. Now let's understand why engines need to be dismantled. Engine dismantling is carried out during major overhauls rather than routine servicing. It helps technicians diagnose internal wear, repair damage caused by overheating or oil starvation, and replace worn-out components such as piston rings, bearings, gaskets, and seals. A systematic dismantling process ensures accurate inspection and reliable engine restoration. Before starting the dismantling process, safety comes first. Always disconnect the battery and remove the ignition key before beginning work. Allow the engine to cool completely, then drain the engine oil and coolant safely. Wear personal protective equipment such as gloves and safety glasses. Mount the engine securely on a stand and label wiring and hoses to make reassembly easier and prevent mistakes. Next, let's look at the tools required for engine dismantling. Proper tools make dismantling safer and more efficient. Socket and spanner sets are used to remove fasteners, torque wrenches, ensure correct tightening during reassembly. Engine hoists support heavy engines, bearing pullers, remove tightly fitted components, and labeled trays help organize bolts and small parts. Cleaning solvents prepare components for inspection. Now let's discuss the correct dismantling sequence. Engine dismantling should always follow a logical order. Begin by disconnecting the battery and draining fluids. Next, remove accessories such as the alternator and starter motor, followed by the intake and exhaust manifolds and the cylinder head. Then remove the timing components, followed by the piston and the connecting rod assemblies, and finally the crankshaft. Following this sequence minimizes damage and simplifies reassembly. Let's now focus on the major engine components. The cylinder head. Bolts should be loosened gradually in the reverse tightening sequence to prevent warping. Piston and connecting rod assemblies are carefully removed through the cylinder after removing the rod caps. The crankshaft is lifted out after removing the main bearing caps, while the camshaft is removed only after releasing the timing chain or belt. Each component must be handled carefully to prevent damage. Once all components are removed, inspection becomes the next important step. Every component should be cleaned thoroughly before inspection. Parts must be labeled according to their original positions to avoid confusion during reassembly. Inspect each component for wear, cracks, scratches, or dimensional defects. Small parts such as gaskets, seals, bearings, and fasteners should be stored separately in labeled containers to ensure an organized and efficient rebuilding process. Finally, let's summarize today's discussion. Successful engine dismantling begins with proper safety precautions and the correct use of tools. Following the recommended dismantling sequence helps protect engine components from damage. Accurate labeling, careful inspection, and organized storage of parts make reassembly faster and more reliable. By following these best practices, technicians can improve engine performance, extend service life, and ensure safe maintenance procedures. Thanks for watching.